Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ana Rodriguez. I'm a science officer at the European Marine Board. And today I'm going to talk about ocean acidification and the European science policy landscape. The European Marine Board is a European think tank at the intersection between science and policy. And we target European and national policymakers, the science community, and the general public, and provide advice. So this graph shows you the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and it shows the progress the EU has done over the past 5 years in reaching these goals. And you can see goal number 14, which is life below water, is here outside the graph. And that's because we have insufficient data to calculate the progress towards this goal. But this goal actually includes a target on reducing ocean acidification, which is one of its 10 targets. And it's also one of the indicators to see if we are progressing towards the goal. And the data for this indicator is collected by Copernicus Marine Service. And as we know, it's in an unfavorable trend. So in 2018, the mean pH level reached a new low of 8.06. And so the EU leadership to mitigate climate change, which is also SDG 13, climate action, is vital. And they have already made strong commitments with the EU Green Deal and also the EU climate law, which commits to cut carbon emissions by at least 55% by 2030 and become carbon neutral by 2050. And in this context, I would also like to mention MNET, the European Marine Observation and Data Network, because MNET in its chemistry portal has a section specifically on ocean acidification data for all EU basins. This data is free and open access, and it includes many different parameters that are a valuable scientific contribution to the European environmental strategies. And it also complements the data from Copernicus Marine Service and can inform the progress towards the Sustainable Development Goal 14. So now to European national policies targeting ocean acidification. There's a recent paper published by Galdis et al. In 2020, which reviewed the current state of European policies and legislation targeting ocean acidification. And they found that national policies and legislations are uncoordinated, if they are at all existent, and that ocean acidification is not a priority of action for many EU member states, with exception of Norway, who has a proactive legislative framework and aims to further understand ocean acidification. They also found a lack or inadequate reporting of ocean acidification and the Marine Strategy Framework Directive by most EU member states. And so the MSFD aims to achieve good environmental status in European waters. And for this, it has a number of descriptors. And it does not mention specifically ocean acidification, but member states can report it under descriptor 7, which is hydrographical conditions. But because there's no obligation of reporting it, most member states actually do not do it. And the only exceptions are Italy and the Netherlands. So key recommendations from this paper is to improve European-wide coordinated governance and improve national reporting under ocean acidification, for example, under the Marine Strategy Framework Directive, to raise awareness, particularly among policymakers and the public, and to have stronger and coordinated EU policy and legislation which directly addresses ocean acidification. And to finish, I would just like to mention 2 documents that we published at the European Marine Board on ocean acidification and the main recommendations of this document. So the first one was in 2019, and they recommend to further quantify the biological and biochemical responses to ocean acidification, both on organism and ecosystem level, to include the human dimension, so collaboration between natural and social sciences to help mitigate ocean acidification, to ensure adequate and sustainable monitoring and data gathering, to increase dissemination, outreach, and communication with stakeholders, for example, policymakers, research funders, public media, etc., and to improve coordination of research and collaboration. The second document was published in 2011 on climate change and marine ecosystem research, And here the main recommendations on ocean acidifications were to improve our understanding of the impacts on marine taxa, to significantly improve our understanding actually, to increase our understanding towards acclimation and adaptation, both at the level of the individual and the community level, to address the co-stressors of changes of temperature, oxygen, and pH in the ocean, all at once, and to improve regional and global models that target climate change and ocean acidification. And so my question for all of you would be, how far do you think have we got with these recommendations in the last 10 years, and how much progress have we made? Thank you very much.